Welcome back into Inside the Cockpit. And yes, we have still not reviewed Origins, and we will get to it eventually.
Who knows? Maybe not.
It is.
I make no promises. That's what you seem to do for some reason.
It is almost 3.5 weeks late.
It's fine.
But anyways.
Honestly, you know what I think we should do? I think we should get a sample from our audience base to see if they give a fuck. Hey, Chris, do you give a fuck?
As long as this is a space where I can be honest with the both of you.
It's not.
Oh, wait. In that case, I care deeply.
Fuck.
Where is...
Yes, it can be. I was hoping to just intimidate you saying it didn't matter, but you don't have to be honest.
Then I don't care. But it comes from a place of caring, because I want you guys to work the least amount as possible for maximum relaxation.
See, no one gives a fuck.
So, listeners may know Chris. He's been on episodes in the past, although it's been a hot minute since you've been on.
Yeah, the last time he tried to give us a bunch of bullshit about how dinosaurs were actually Pokemon or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my fucking God.
I remember this now.
Yeah, like, I know he knows his dinosaurs, so I really thought that, like, pterodon, like, thing had the horns on its head so it could shoot lightning. And I was talking to some fucking guys about it, and they're like, no, you're just a fucking idiot. He made me look dumb for no reason other than, I guess, his own shits and giggles.
My sick personal enjoyment, yeah. It is really crazy to think that it was like, I'm pretty sure that's when Prehistoric Planet Season 2 was coming out.
I believe so.
Yep.
And that's why I had to twist your guys' arms and was like, we're reviewing Prehistoric Planet Season 1.
That's like 2 years ago now?
Yeah, something like that.
And I was a very, very good boy, and I made it the most, like, co-pilots review episode ever after my previous appearance was, like, shaggy as hell.
Yeah, and you were like, oh, I'm gonna try to be serious about this. And we were just like, I don't know, man, those look like Pokemon.
I don't know. I think we're reviewing a Pokemon show. There's a TikTok content creator I follow who does like a bunch of like Pokemon content specifically about like playing the games, and like he plays himself and then he plays his son, like, and he's teaching his son about Pokemon.
His son? Like,
yeah,
he plays both characters.
He plays both characters. Like his son, he doesn't want to put his kid.
It's some real Evan Williams.
He doesn't want to put. He doesn't want to put his kid on the TikToks, right?
Yeah, so it's him, like, on his knees with, like, one of those, like, hats with the pinwheels on top, being like, I really love Pokemon.
No, he goes, like, Gary Oldman in
yeah.
short.
But the point is, his son's, like, learning about, like, Pokemon and, like, how to play competitive Pokemon and, like, EV breeding and stuff. And so, like, there was a skit he did that came out last week that was like, man, this new Pokemon this new Pokemon series is really good. And then he just started describing solo leveling. And he's like, yeah, whenever he captures a Pokemon, it turns into a shadow, and the dad's like, what are you talking about?
what the fuck?
and he does, and like, the dad's like, well, I guess that's all okay, but like, he's still limited to 6 Pokemon. And he's like, no, he's a whole army. And the dad's like, what? And he does this weird thing where he goes, arise, every time he uses one.
Didn't the second season of that just wrap?
Yeah, second season just finished.
I want you to know, someone recently told me, like, oh, I'm wrapping up the second season, and I was like, oh shit, that came out? Like, fair. It was like the first season got announced, and I was like, oh fuck, that's cool, I should probably read that at some point. And then just like, Bleh.
Season 2 was winter 2025. It was the same release schedule as my favorite anime from winter 2025, which is The Medalist, which is a figure skating anime about like a 5th grade girl and her coach.
It's fucking great.
And adorable.
I'm laughing because I want to ask a tangential question.
Yeah.
Right.
Do I just love all sports anime? Basically.
Okay, so this is a very good question related to that. So is there for you as a sports anime fan any meaningful delineation between what sport is being played as far as like it being relevant to the plot?
Comedy was a hard stretch just because it was a weird game, and also then I tried to give it a shot, but it also wasn't very great in its first season. Apparently it gets a fuck ton better, but
also barring being like, oh, I like basketball, so like the basketball one was my favorite.
So there's an obvious like storytelling difference between like solo style sports like figure skating, and stuff like Haikyuu, which is volleyball or basketball animes. Like the difference is less about the specific sport and like whether it's solo or team based. And if it's team-based, are you, like, playing one specific position? Or, like, do you have to, like...
Sorry, I forgot. I do know my threshold. Keijo.
What's Keijo?
It's like a sumo-esque sport anime where girls in bikinis stand on a platform and try to knock each other off with their butts or tits. Like, yeah, that's where I draw my line. No, I'm good, thank you.
I don't think he was asking, like...
Yeah. But he said sport. That is where I draw my line. That sport, no.
I was asking for ones that exist, but yes.
I mean, it's... a form of like
okay, I'm just gonna go through
sumo, supposedly.
I'm just gonna go through like all the sports I've watched animes based on.
Okay.
So there's been basketball.
Nice.
There was volleyball.
Yep. Don't forget tennis.
Parkour, free running, tennis, golf, ice skating, kabaddi.
Did you ever watch iShield 21?
I have not watched iShield. I read it. More basketball. Basketball's a really popular one.
Yeah.
And I tried watching a baseball anime, but it wasn't good.
Also, don't forget boxing.
Oh, boxing, yeah.
Hajime no Ippo, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to watch more Ippo,
So, rock climbing. How did I forget rock climbing? That was good.
Because it had only one season, it hasn't had any others, and it's sad, and it only got to the rock climbing at like 6 episodes, episode 6.
And music and rhythm gymnastics.
Yeah.
Okay. Good shit.
I love sports anime. And I feel like I would love sports if sports also had the character-driven plot of sports anime.
They absolutely need to give every single professional like sport like wrestling-esque storylines. Oh, okay, wrestling-esque storylines. I have another like question for you too, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And I think I actually saw. I forgot what betting app this was on.
Okay,
right. But it's like the odds are.
I should check my betting app because I haven't looked at my earnings since forever.
So the bet is because I'm not sure if you follow the NBA,
no.
right? But LeBron James' son Bronny is going to start playing apparently.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And LeBron James has made it open with the fact like he wants to play with his son, like he wants to be on the same team, right? People assume after they have a season together, LeBron James is going to finally retire, but he wants to play with his son.
It's like how Rey Mysterio is currently only still wrestling, so that Dominic Mysterio could have got his opportunity to do
Correct.
WWE, and so Rey Mysterio's daughter can also get signed by WWE, like that.
Yes,
okay.
But like down to I guess like LeBron has made it pretty open that if like a team, cause he plays for the Lakers, I think right now. I think
I got no idea.
But whoever team drafts Bronny, you get LeBron because he's going to force a trade so he can play with the son.
I get you.
So the bet is next season. Do you think LeBron James kisses his son on the mouth on live TV?
I forgot he's done that before.
Well, so okay. I am not sure if LeBron James actually has. What it's being based off of is every other like oddly successful like greatest of all time level sports athlete. Tom Brady, I think Michael Jordan. Did Tiger Woods? Yeah, but anyway, a lot of them for some reason kiss their sons in the mouth.
I don't know. Tiger Woods kissed the wrong people on the mouth. That's his whole thing.
Then he kissed a tree on the mouth, doing like 75 miles an hour.
That too, yeah.
That one got Josh, listener. That one got Josh, listener. Oh my god.
I have no idea. I didn't know this was a thing that like sports goats did apparently.
Like, and I don't think that they mean to. I do not think the correlation is that they're good at sports and they kiss their sons. But they for some reason just,
because here's my take, right? The only sport, heavy quotation, that I follow at all is professional wrestling.
And there's so much kissing anyway.
Well, there is a lot of kissing in professional wrestling, but I've never seen a professional wrestler kiss their son on the mouth. I've seen professional wrestlers that I would describe as the GOATs kiss their children on the head or the cheek, like Daniel Bryan or Shawn Michaels, but I've never seen them kiss their children directly on the mouth. Which is, honestly, when we were talking about WWE, at least, very weird that it hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon, at least, like, you would have imagined.
You would have thought. Or definitely his daughter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I assume he would have kissed his
daughter.
Yeah.
Now, Josh, do you think LeBron James kisses Bronny on the mouth?
I have no horse in this race, and I don't know what I'm betting on. Like, I don't know the odds.
I got it. He kisses the horse. That also got Josh, but not in a laughter way, but in like this is a dumb way.
Pinching the bridge of his nose.
Yeah. Worth it.
Incredibly worth. I can't remember which one of you. I think it was just as I told. Well, yeah, I told. We got Japanese earlier. It was super, super good. And I actually had some leftovers, right? But getting it out of my car, the juice got like all over my hand.
Yeah.
Oof.
And it made me so mad. From like parked car, I pitched it overhead into the dumpster because it just like I picked it up. I was like, my hand felt wet. It dripped onto my car seat, and I was like, motherfucker, and just like hucked it. So that's where my leftovers went. I forgot which one of you I told and which one.
I haven't heard that story yet.
It was me, yeah.
Okay, nice.
It makes you feel better. Before we have D&D tonight. We're in a D&D group together. Before D&D tonight, I'm going to order Domino's. Not because I'm hungry and because I'm fixing dinner after D&D, but because I have a thing that's expiring in my Domino's app for a free pizza. If I don't use it tonight, it goes away forever. And if there's one thing that I'm not going to do, it's waste free pizza.
Yeah.
Every time I fast
it's like not using your Amazon Prime on Twitch.
Yeah, if you have a Twitch Prime, you should be using it. Every day you don't, you're giving Jeff Bezos money.
Do it. Use it right now.
Yeah, on Domino's Pizza.
Yeah, use your Amazon Prime on Domino's Pizza.
I'm sure Domino's has a Twitch. Right, there was that time when like
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like brands like trying to get big in like the live streaming space.
You mean when you say that timeline, you specifically mean COVID?
Yeah. God, yeah. But so I do assume there is a Domino Switch.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Give them your Twitch Prime.
Maybe they'll send you a pizza. Maybe they won't. Who knows?
They definitely won't.
I don't think anyone's ever primed to them before.
I don't think there's anything on their menu equivalent. Maybe like a 16-ounce bottle of sodied pop. What could you? How much does money get? Streamer?
They don't have a good cut. I guarantee they only get
streamers get 50% of the cut unless they've negotiated for better cuts, which only happens for partners. So currently, Twitch subscriptions are $6, so you get $3 out of them.
You might get a drink. You might get a soda.
I'm so glad you guys knew what I meant when I was
a 20-ounce drink from Domino's is $2.80 something before tax.
Oh shit!
You might get a drink, but you have to go pick it up.
We are not delivering that shit.
Which is rude, because I delivered my fucking Prime.
Yeah.
And by Prime, you do mean the Paul Brothers sports drink, right?
Yeah, obviously. I fucking shill for that all the time. That and Feastables, they're my favorite.
Specifically, those are made by Logan Paul, who is also a professional wrestler.
Okay. I get the Paul Brothers mixed up constantly. And
okay, so Jake Paul's the one that now boxes old men.
Yes.
Logan Paul's the one who's actually like begrudgingly really good at doing the like physical aspect of wrestling, but nobody likes him.
What wasn't Tyson revealed to be in like very poor health afterwards? There wasn't there's something like.
I don't know.
I believe there's still a lot of skepticism around it. I don't know if it was revealed.
Super Eye Patch Wolf did a really good video about why Jake continues to win, and it has nothing to do with rigging. It's specifically to do with the fact that Jake Paul's like 28, 29, and like
he keeps fighting these old fucking boxers.
Yeah, he's fighting people who are well out of their prime.
Decades, and like they're just known because they were very good.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Like Jake Paul is able to beat these people because he's in really, really good physical condition.
His next fight's going to be against Muhammad Ali, and he's going to win because he's fighting a fucking corpse.
Not if someone uses the power of necromancy to give him his strength back.
I don't think that's how that works, for sure.
Louisville.
Look, undead are weak to bludgeoning damage. Fists are bludgeoning damage, Chris.
He's got a point.
Oh, no.
He's got a point.
Shit. Louisville is within like a semi-reasonable-ish drive.
Yeah.
From where I live. And they have like a big. He's from there.
Yeah, they have a big museum dedicated to Muhammad Ali.
And on the side
I've
of
been
it,
there. It's actually pretty neat inside.
And on the side of it, they have like the big. Like, it's a huge poster of him. And like
and the classic quote is underneath it.
Yes.
Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
About a half mile away from that place, my friend Matt was shot at outside of a concert.
Yeah, baby.
Wait, what? Story time?
So he went to see. It was the first time he went to see Five Finger Death Punch, and outside of the venue, there was somebody selling knockoff Five Finger Death Punch merch.
Yep.
That's really fun. Okay, yeah.
And I love Matt, but like he gets involved in shit that he should not get involved with sometimes.
Yeah.
And so he went up to like the tour manager for Five Finger Death Punch, was like, "Hey, somebody's selling knockoff FDP merch.
Why are you gonna be a narc?"
And then went with the tour manager to flush them out and got shot at.
Yeah.
You know what? Being a snitch, being a narc, sometimes you're gonna get shot at. Sometimes you're gonna get shot at. The point I was just going to make was when you drive under, like, very close, because, like Louisville done, but fucking, like, overpasses.
Yeah. And that's right by the Yum Yum Center, so it has that giant fucking overpass.
Yes.
It's just the Yum Center.
Yeah.
No, I have to say Yum Yum, it's more entertaining to me.
And it's like the sauce.
Exactly.
You think Yum Brands is really upset they don't own Yum Yum?
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Also, with how many, like, Yum Brand stores have been closing I've seen recently, I think they're upset about a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think there's
probably that their stores are closing so they can't sell as much Pepsi. The entire reason why they fucking bought those stores.
I used to drive by, like going back to college, there was like a combo A&W KFC.
Yeah.
Right?
Wild.
And then it became an A&W.
A&W is so good.
And now
it's fucking dope.
And now it's closed.
You know,
it's been closed for years now.
A&W is one of the very like positive aspects of the place we live. We have an A&W that's like literally right over there.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not shitting you.
How long?
since before we moved to where you live, and then moved back.
When
I was a kid, that was here. Like,
and it is like the classic A&W. It's the old fucking building.
The car hops
park for the car hops. No sit down places in it.
How have I not gotten a single fucking chili dog in all the times that I've been coming?
I think we've mentioned it to you before, and they were closed because I do believe this.
They close in the winter. Yeah, they close in the winter.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're open yet, but like they close in the winter. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they are a drive-up car hop spot, so no sit downs or anything. And they're not having their people.
But no, yeah, it's been there since I was a kid.
They used to do the whole fucking roller skate shit too. They don't do that anymore.
Which means the earliest I can remember it, I was definitely like 4 years old, but it's been here before that, so it's been here for over 30 years.
Yeah.
God damn. Okay.
Like, yeah.
We had in town where I live. I refer to that because, like, you guys know.
Yeah.
We had that for forever. There was the Taco Bell KFC.
Yeah. Right,
but I'm pretty sure this is why it closed. I'm pretty sure that existed just to get potato wedges with your Taco Bell.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I occasionally get chicken or our famous bowl, right? But very often, what? Josh was confused.
What are you doing? You're making a lot of noise.
Shut up on the mic.
Okay.
It's okay. We were listener. We're editing this part out. I was like, Josh was like very concerned and confused. No, but like there was the
it existed just to get potato wedges.
Yeah, I got chicken a couple times. Maybe you get a famous bowl, but it pretty much just existed to go. Oh, okay. Can I get the Crunchwraps a pre-meal and like a small tater wedge?
Yeah.
It's wild because every time I went to that Taco Bell KFC, I was getting famous bowls or like pot pies. Like,
yeah, I was getting famous bowls and then like a quesadilla on the side.
If I can just get like a famous bowl or a pot pie, like that's the best part of KFC. Other than the ridiculous like chicken sandwich that doesn't exist anymore, the Double Down.
I think it's coming back.
It's a monstrosity, and I don't know why you like it.
It's delicious.
It's a monstrosity, and you both disgust me.
It's also a recession indicator.
Can I tell you something very important?
Yes.
The first time I ever experienced a Double Down, I had a 103-degree fever. I was supposed to be isolating in my dorm room, so my roommate went across the road because we had a KFC on campus across the road, and he got me a Double Down and some other stuff and brought it back to the dorm. And I had never had a Double Down before, never seen the marketing campaign before it. For years, I thought that was a fever dream. Like, I didn't believe that was a real thing that was on the menu, because what the fuck is that?
I just imagine you, delirious, because, so the first time I had a Double Down.
I had to restart the beat. I just imagine
you, because sunshine, where you go? I imagine, because the first time I had a Double Down, I was a bit younger. I had it in high school. It was me, mom, grandma, Hunter in the car, and I got one for the meme, and it was a classic, this is messy, but okay, right?
Yeah.
So I just imagine you delirious with fever, because the thing that sticks out for me is how fucking messy my hands got. So, I imagine you, delirious with delirious with fever, fingers covered in fucking grease and sauce, and that was 100% why you thought it was a fever dream, but 100% you're just I just held 2 chicken breasts in my hand and my hand.
Yeah, it was basically. So when they came back during pandemic, Ludwig was involved with the promo, the streamer Ludwig, and I was like, holy shit, they're actually bringing it back. I didn't know this was an actual real thing.
Yeah, it came back during his chess boxing event.
Yeah. And so as soon as that was available, I immediately bought one because I was like, I don't remember. Also that same weekend,
and I hadn't had one, so Josh insisted I try one, and I had it. I was like, I mean, it's fine, but it's fucking ridiculous. I'm not getting another one. That
same weekend that I got the Double Down for the first time is also when I started playing League of Legends for the first time, because I was locked in my room for 4 days straight.
Oh, so you were cursed?
Yeah,
You were cursed.
Yeah. That's what the Double Down does to a person. It immediately turns you into a fucking League of Legends troll playing piece of shit.
That's why Ludwig started playing League.
Exactly. He had a Double Down.
He was like, I'm doing all the marketing. I should at least try one. Top lane. Jungle.
No, he hates top lane. He wants to jungle, and he's bad at it.
Okay. Thank you for the lore. I just had to say the 2 mobile words, the 2
the
league mobile words that
I
know.
Lane.
The bottom lane of the map.
The tower. Diving the tower.
I'm getting ganked.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
These minions are picking us off.
Just stop fucking feeding, man.
I misclicked in shop.
Does this count as League ASMR?
What the fuck? I can't believe that you're such a stupid... What are you doing?
Okay.
Kick.
Earlier, we were talking about our experience with League of Legends, and for mine, like my friends in college, like, oh, yeah, play this game. I played it for like 3 weeks and was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
The third game, my third game of League, I had like the classic salty as fuck, hate-filled League player.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that was my very first game. And then my second, and then my third, and then my fourth, and then my fifth, and then I said, fuck this game.
I was like, wow. I'm like, it only took 3 games, huh? And my friends that were teaching were like, no, we were having a really good night. Like, we were having a really good night, man. People were being very reasonable the first 2 games. Do not get used to that. Like, there was like some like mild banter going on in the chat. Like some unironic GGs were dropped. They were like, do not grow accustomed to what you just witnessed and heard.
Yeah.
Was there a time when in League where you could like pick heroes that your opponents couldn't play as or something?
Yeah, so that's in competitive, and I've never made it into tiers because I've never been that serious of a League player, so I've never dealt with that.
I like watched my friend play. They like locked things out, and like my friend, his main got locked out, and like in like live chat, he was just like, "Oh dang, my main," and the person goes, "Oh," like I was like, "Oh, they're my main too." That's like why we picked him. We just kind of sniped it. Oh, what? And they just had like the most delightful conversation the entire. And I was like, what? This is so weird. And that watching that instance happen was what lulled me into the false sense of security to try League. I was like,
so I'll tell you, like the only way I actually seriously played League ever was with Andrew Mason and their friend Morgan, because it was either me, Andrew, and Mason doing 3v3s, so we weren't playing, like we didn't have strangers on our teams. It was just the 3 of us. Or it was Andrew, Mason, Morgan, and I, and we were 4 people on a 5-person team, and we'd just be like, fuck that other guy.
That's what we did. We went 100%. There were sometimes 5 of us, sometimes 4 of us. If it was 4, we did not talk to the 5th person, because why the fuck would you?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Like, League is actually a fantastic game that is played by one of the worst communities in gaming. I just like
MOBAs.
That's 100% completely fair. If you like MOBAs, it's by far one of the best versions of that. It just happens to have a toxic community that makes it unplayable.
The only time the League installer got me post-college was after I watched season 2 of Arcane. There was an Arcane season of Teamfight Tactics, and I was like, you know what, those fuckers got me. With a gift of hindsight, and I saw a tweet, and I was like, oh my god. Arcane has huge Ruby energy.
Yeah.
It like looks really cool, but like shit do just be happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got from it when I watched the first episodes, and I went, I'm fine.
That is also like League lore. That's how League lore works.
Yeah.
Like, it's just cool and stuff be happening.
Also, I forgot, I think it was like a Tumblr post or something. It was like talking about like the music from it, where it's like you'll hear a character be like, yeah, in my past, I did a lot of like stealing things. And like song breakdown begin, we be stealing things. And just like every single fucking song is like that.
I will say,
that little country ditty that Heimdinger plays?
Yeah, the little country ditty that Heimdinger plays.
Heimerdinger was de facto the best part of the fucking series. De facto.
I've only watched like the first 3 episodes of the entire series.
Same.
Heimerdinger.
I will say, the League launcher, you should have downloaded it for an entirely different reason before, and that's Legends of Runeterra. That game was amazing.
Is it still?
It still exists. I just haven't played it in 4 years.
Jesus. No, that was a card game I heard nothing but good things about, but it was the classic, like, not enough time in the fucking day, so I just, like, did not play it.
It was also very, like, early on, it was very, very generous with how it, like, rewarded you new cards and, like, crafting material, and, like, having Legends of Runeterra on my PC and Magic the Gathering Arena on my PC side by side, I was like, why would I ever play Arena again?
Speaking of bad rewards, yesterday, hanging out right here on the couch, and Marvel Snap just comes up in conversation, and me and Josh are specifically talking about how we have not played it in so long because the card acquisition in the game feels so fucking awful, and like blah blah blah. We've both been back playing the game for what, roughly 30, like right at 24 hours now, probably. About 20 hours.
Yeah.
It's been great.
And, like, card acquisition still sucks. Card acquisition is still terrible.
It's fucking awful.
But, like, you can do some, like, stupid fun shit earlier, and these words are going to make no sense to anybody who's never played Snap. But earlier, I turned 6th, last turn of the game, legioned Fogwell's Gym, and turned all the locations into Fogwell's Gym. And Fogwell's Gym says, at the end of this match, the currency that you get to upgrade your cards, both players get double that. And Legion says, when you play this, turn all the other locations into this. So all 3 locations were Fogwell's Gyms. And Marvel Snap is really good about, like, the mathing in that game. So, like, when you have double up something, and you double it up again, you get 8 times. And I was like, I wonder if you're going to get 8 times, like, card experience. The answer is yes. And it's so great. It's fucking hilarious. That play did not help me win the game at all, but it did reward me for play in the game.
We're going to stay in the weeds as I watch Justice wither away into an actual skeleton and just say I am simply forcing myself to play Destroy circa 2023. I'm sure I have so many cool new cards. I'm just like, Carnage, Venom, no, the Symbiote.
You know, withering and dying on the podcast couch is also where you and Josh starts talking about wrestling.
I think Withering and Dying on the podcast couch is the name of your memoir.
There is a new card that you want for your Destroy deck. I don't remember what it's called right off the top of my head. But whenever a creature you control dies, that creature gets that creature activates the dead creature's on-reveal ability.
Whoa.
So,
holy shit.
If you eat a Carnage, she Carnages.
My on-reveal ability when I die is to rot.
my on-reveal ability when I die is my sphincter relaxes and all my inside juices become outside juices.
That too.
I can turn the tables real fast. And we can let Chris run on the couch for a second. So I've been reading Elantris.
Yeah, baby, Cosmere. I don't think he's going to run on the couch, though. He seems interested.
And Elantris, I'm going to steal the Cosmere spotlight for a second, Justice, and then I'm going to pass it off to you.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Elantris is often cited as, like, Brandon Sanderson's, like, worst book. People are, like, talking about how the prose is bad and, like, the characters are a little bland. And it's because it's his first novel, right? Like,
yeah, well, his first published novel.
I'm reading Elantris right now, and I'm like, I love this. This is so much better than some of the Stormlight stuff.
Yeah, because it starts quicker.
It starts quicker. There's a lot of political espionage, and, like, everybody's, like, every character has, like, different motivations, and they're conniving and, like, moving things behind the scenes. It's all very, like, fine and precise, rather than, like,
yeah, it also has
a large epic.
It also has the one antagonist that, when forced to answer the question of who would be the best president out of all your antagonists, Brandon Sanderson was like, I can't remember his name.
Is it the priest?
Yeah, it's the priest. He's like, he'd be the best president out of all my antagonists, just because, like, he's trying to do good. He's just a bit dogmatic, whereas other things are evil gods, so you know.
He very much reminds me of, like, Doom in a lot of ways.
He does have big Doom energy. It's great.
He's like, yes, people are gonna die, but it's for the greater good.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm not even, like, going to push the dogma of the religion on you entirely. I'm just going to be like, hey, at least pretend to worship the religion and follow it.
Pay lip
because
service.
We gotta, pay lip service, because we got a god king who wants people who don't do that to die.
It's like Doom,
I'm just trying to help you, man.
It's like if Doom was both, like, the ambassador to Doom, but not the actual god king himself. Like, he's, like, one step removed from the god king, and he has all of his ego is centered around the god king and not himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Justice, I brought it up mainly because even though I've been enjoying Elantris, Justice, you just finished the entire Cosmere.
I am fully caught up to the Cosmere, and I have to wait 6 years for more Stormlight. Luckily, there are Ghost Blood books coming out before that, and another Elantris book, but...
And technically, the Horn Eater...
Yeah, the Horn Eater book.
Novella is part of the Stormlight and is coming out before that, too.
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson has a book coming out?
No, Rock is a character from the Stormlight. He's a member of Kelsier's...
Is the power balance of the Cosmere about to be shaken up forever?
Well, his name's not actually Rock. Justice, do you want to...
No. I'll go with his shortened Horn Eater name, which is Lunamore. I'm not doing the whole fucking, like, Unalaki, whatever his fucking name is. I don't remember it. He's either Rock or Lunamore.
If we wait, like, a minute so you can Google it, I can't even say it if I look at it.
Give me a moment.
I can't even say it if I look at it.
So the Horn Eaters are a group of people who live up in the mountains.
Okay.
And they're called Horn Eaters because, like, they eat horns and, like, crab shell and stuff. Because, like, it's full of calcium, right? Like, it's full of, like, actual nutrition.
So they're called the Horn Eaters because you're going to shit yourself.
Well, yeah.
Eat horns.
But they also have, like, the Horn Eaters are also the source of one of the best insults in all of this Cosmere, and that is lowlanders.
Yeah, okay.
These lowlanders breathing this thin air.
Air-sick lowlanders normally because they get too much air and it makes them sick.
Yeah, they get too much air and it makes them sick. Air-sick lowlanders. It's one of the best insults in all of Cosmere.
Okay.
Additionally, Rock is one of the coolest members of Kelsier's crew in that, like, he, in the Horn Eater society, each, like, position in the family, like, when you're born, your birth order, determines what role you're supposed to play in society.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lunamore, Rock, was born in the position of being a warrior son.
Yes.
As Dwayne Rudd, just like his dad.
But then
warrior sons are, like, the third or second son, I don't remember which. It can't be the first son, because your first son needs to continue your name.
I believe it's, like, a fifth son.
But the most important son is the cooking son, because you need somebody who can cook food and, like, maintain society. movie.
Not the most important, but it's one of the more important ones. I think it's like the third son is.
Because Lunamore did something, I'm not sure what exactly happened. Lunamore did something that resulted in one of his brothers dying. And so he is now no longer the warrior son because he moved up in the ascendancy order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It wasn't an intentional thing. He didn't intentionally kill his brother. Like, it's really traumatic for him, and like, it's not, I don't know all the details yet because I haven't got far enough in the series. But, like, he refuses to fight now because, like, that's not his role. And even though he is one of the people who's been given a spren, which is, like, an elemental...
Superpowers. He's been given superpowers.
Yeah, he can fly now and push wind, and, like, he refuses to fight because that's not his role.
Yeah.
He's a really cool character. He's also, like, massively tall and beefy.
Yeah. So his full Horn Eater name is Numuhuku Makiaki Ayalalunamor.
So we call him Rock.
Yes.
Hell yeah, we do. We definitely call him Rock. I am not saying that.
I'll show Chris how it's spelled.
Oh my god.
I needed you to tell Chris his full name because Chris is sitting here like shitting me and like, oh, Dwayne The Rock Johnson? I'm like, no, we're only calling him Rock because his name is unpronounceable.
Every time you said his name, I pictured Dwayne Dwayne The Rock Johnson, though. Just so you all both know.
Dwayne The Walk Johnson would have been a better comparison because Lunamore does all the cooking.
Oh, I see him now.
But
Justice was kind enough to show me some fan art.
I think it's actually canon art if it's from the Copper Mine, right?
Yeah, it's from the Copper Mine.
That's canon art.
Oh shit, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Justice, you just finished Wind and Truth. What does that mean for you?
Have you read everything Brando Sando's written?
I have read everything Cosmere. I have not read everything he's written. I need to read Alcatraz and the Evil Librarians, which is more targeted at children, but I'm gonna fucking read them. And then I need to read the space one.
Isn't there also a spinoff of the Reckoners that we haven't read?
I've read it.
Okay. Also,
get fucked, Josh.
If you haven't read the Reckoners, that might be the perfect intro for Brando Sando for you.
Yeah, superpowers.
It's all about superpowers. The first book is called Stillheart, and the entire series centers around... The first book is called Stillheart, and I would say the entire series centers around a United States that has completely fallen because superpowers came into existence and people became villains.
Is this the book where there's the thing that runs off supers?
No,
is it a different superpower?
Oh wait, no, they use supers to make some of their weapons.
Yeah.
That was a Brando Sando book this entire time?
The primary antagonist of at least the first book is a supervillain called Stillheart, and his power is to just turn any organic matter
into steel. And nothing can hurt him. And the fun part is, he has taken over the area of Detroit.
Steel, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just completely made of steel.
And then the Reckoners are good guys. They're a scrappy group of people banding together to fight...
Who don't have superpowers.
The superpowered people, because the reason they don't have superpowers is because every person that has superpowers eventually turns into a villain, because it makes you evil. Using your powers makes you evil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really good series. You should read them.
Okay. I really think you would enjoy them, actually.
Oh, I'll check them out. I cannot...
Skyward. The other ones are Skyward.
The Skyward
the space ones, yeah.
And then Skyward Legacy starts later this...
Yeah, that's what it was.
Decade.
In the 6 years between now and the next Stormlight, isn't there a whole new series? It's supposed to start or something?
Mistborn Era 3 and Skyward Legacy.
Yeah. Okay.
Which both aren't technically new series. Skyward Legacy is the next era of Skyward, and Ghostbloods is the third era of Mistborn.
Okay.
Yep.
Although, with the Mistborns, Era 1, 2, and 3, they are technically standalone. You could read the era without reading the previous eras. Mm-hmm. Era 1 is like Sword and Shield medieval fantasy. Era 2 is... Wild West settling fantasy.
And supposedly Era 3 is going to be basically the equivalent of our 80s.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Magical 80s?
I'm really excited because,
it's gonna be dope.
As far as everything I've read from Brando Sando, other than Reckoners, nothing has been set in a modern style at all.
I like to see modern fantasy where there's an asterisk and you scroll down and it says 1982.
Right?
I would play that game.
I mean, honestly, the Jim Butcher Dresden Files kind of has a similar vibe, just because wizards aren't good with technology.
I mean, also James Butcher's series.
Yeah.
His son has a
Dead Man Hand trilogy?
A series of 3 books right now. Very good. The prose and writing are probably actually better than his father's 20-book series.
Yeah.
But
I think the story on the Dresden Files is a bit tighter, but it's also had 20 books to tighten itself the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. I do not understand how I went this far without reading a single book from the Dresden Files.
I honestly think you would really love the Dresden Files.
I will say, and I think
you should watch the Sci-Fi Dresden Files TV show first. It's really great.
No, you shouldn't. It's terrible.
There's a sci-fi channel.
Yeah, you remember who plays Detective Lance in the Arrowverse?
Yes.
He's Harry Dresden.
No, he's not. No, he's not. not, right?
Yeah, he is.
I thought he was the Skull.
No, he plays Harry Dresden. I think he might also voice the Skull, but
no,
he
the
plays...
the Skull's a full actor in the show.
I'm pretty sure he's Dresden.
Okay.
Because he's tall. He's a tall, lanky
so
motherfucker.
What I'm
like
talking
Dresden.
about is in the Dresden Files, Harry Dresden has an artifact that is literally just a skull that has, like, sentience in it. It has a spirit trapped in it. And in the books, the skull can't go anywhere or do anything on its own because it's a skull. It can just talk and, like, it knows a lot about, like, magic. It has its own motives, it has its own stuff going on, and, like, Dresden can release it from its skull, like, so it can, like, go do spirit stuff.
And possess people.
But it's typically trapped in the skull. In the sci-fi original show, they were just like, what if we just, like, had an actor and, like, didn't do a skull, just had an entire separate dude that lived it with Dresden? Like,
Justice looked it up, it's Daniel Day-Lewis, famed character actor, Oscar award-winning character actor.
Sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, Paul Blackthorne plays Harry Dresden.
But...
And the skull is played by Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, he's played by Terrence Mann.
Fuck!
What I was trying to say, and I've given this disclaimer before on the podcast, Dresden Files book 1, 2, and 3, maybe 4. Well,
5, 6,
specifically,
7.
definitely 1 and 2, and partially 3, because 1, 2, and 3 were all written before they ever went to the publisher. Dresden is...
kind of a misogynistic piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. But he grows as a character through the series.
Yeah, and he's never, like, the worst fucking misogynist you think of. He's just, like, raised in the 60s, almost misogyny.
Women need to be... women can't...
Yeah.
He's very much... Women can't protect themselves. They need a man to do it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also very detective tropey in that way.
But also, even in those 3 books, people call him on his shit all the fucking time.
Yeah, there are characters that call him on it. It's not like Jim Butcher is writing his perspective specifically into Dresden, because there are characters who are actively like, the fuck are you doing?
Dude, what the fuck are you talking about? What year does the Dresden Files take place in?
The first one I think was published in like 2001.
Yeah.
And it's set modern concurrently.
Now, when you say modern concurrently 2001, what month was the book?
Are you asking if the towers had fallen?
I'm asking if the towers exist in the Dresden Files universe.
The first book was April 2000.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
I do
Magical 9/11.
I do believe it gets mentioned at a point, but
the story... my dick.
Yeah, I know. I think it gets mentioned in passing at one point. But the series takes place in Chicago.
Please tell me, like, they do the thing where, like, he released a special, like, short story where all the heroes and villains put aside their
but I think...
to go to Ground Zero and help clean up the wreckage with their magic powers?
100% didn't happen, but I think the passing reference to 9/11 is that it was a rogue wizard that did...
No, that's the word. No.
Because all the wizards are, all the wizards in the Dresden Files are ruled over by a council, and, like, the entire... I'm pretty sure it's mentioned that it was the acts of a rogue wizard that led to 9/11.
No. that listener, I was going to go on record saying, I think that's like the...
Give me a moment. I've pulled it up. I'll find out.
That is the worst way to incorporate 9/11 into any fictional universe. It's simply don't.
It's very much similar to, like, how in, like, fiction when they go, well, Nazi Germany still did Nazi Germany things, but it's because there were demons.
Yes. Yeah. Justice, what's the...
It doesn't look like there's an official thing mentioned about it.
Thank God.
So it's really weird that, like, I could point to an author who I know we all despise and, like, everybody should despise as being somebody that treated World War II correctly, and that's J.K. Rowling. Because she went, we could blame it on wizards, or we could be like, no, the wizards didn't intervene, it was all humans.
Yeah,
in fact,
in the Dresden Files, it's just, it happened, and he doesn't really touch upon who did anything. We just know what happened.
In fact, I think in the second or third spin-off of Harry Potter movie series, the second or third...
Fantastic Beasts.
Got there.
So the second or third Fantastic Beasts, the primary antagonist of that is actually just trying to kill Hitler. Like,
correct?
The villain is just trying to kill Hitler.
I somehow was unaware of that.
Yeah.
And then the good guys are like, no, you can't kill Hitler.
You don't get involved in Muggle
politics.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
I'm like dumbfounded. I'm sitting here like dumbfounded.
Did you not know that?
I'm sure at one point I knew because I heard
gotta use your magical racism to justify the existence of normal racism.
No. Magical racism is okay because normal people are racist.
Yeah.
That's the...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's justifying magical racism because normal racism exists. and we're just gonna keep our security about being magical and not worry about other racism. Because we ourselves are also racist.
So I know we could probably talk for like another hour, but I'm gonna go ahead and start like segueing us to a close.
Fair.
First, Chris, do you have any like larger topics that you want to hit on before we like actually move to a close?
I don't think so. I was gonna mention, I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, the World of Darkness, how they handled World War II. It was like, hey, the evil things that like were like the monstrous supernatural things that were in Germany, like probably just followed party lines. Like so like German vampires may have been Nazis. Like, a non-zero number of the Fenris became Nazis because they were from Germany.
Imagine a Ventru whose like blood choice was specifically like Jews.
Oh no!
But he's part of like the Nazis. So
no, imagine.
Honestly, even worse is if he's one of the people helping smuggle Jewish people
that's
out of
actually
Nazi
probably
Germany.
worse. Yeah.
Or like imagine like you have to even further back. He's just like he is old as shit. He's like from Jerusalem, right?
Yeah.
So like his exclusion was like, oh yes, I drink the blood of like Jewish people. He's like live and live. Like he moves to Germany and like it's happening. He's like, where are they going? Where are they going? Where have all the Jewish people gone? What's happening? Like he's like he doesn't keep like current affairs. He's like leaders come and go, and he's like, I am starving to death. What the hell is happening?
He becomes like completely anti-fascist and is driven to be like a member of not the anarchs, specifically because he's like, my food is going away.
He goes to France, joins the resistance, and is like, we must stop Hitler. We have to stop him. One last tangent that we can go. Did you guys watch the new AMC Interview with the Vampire series?
I have not.
I've heard great things.
It is excellent.
See, that was actually the topic I wanted to hit on before we actually finished. Not Interview with the Vampire, but I was going to ask if there's any cool shows that you've been watching that we should be telling the audience about.
Oh my gosh, cool shows that I've been watching,
including Interview with the Vampire by AMC.
So that one wasn't recent. That was like several months ago. A friend was like, "Oh, you're into vampire stuff. You should check this out because season 1 is on Netflix."
It counts as recent.
Watched it. Was so good. I got their like AMC Plus login like to binge season 2. It was fantastic. Oh, the show I have been watching recently, and I'm super late on the boat to this. Like crazy. The show is out and over, and every single season is on Netflix.
Yeah.
I had just been putting it off forever and forever. I am almost done with Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
It's good. Everyone multiple people had told me it was better than Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're fucking crazy. They're not crazy. Somehow it's so fucking good.
I've got about a season and a half left of Breaking Bad before I finish Breaking Bad, and then I do want to start Better Call Saul and El Camino.
El Camino was I'm very, very torn on the existence of El Camino.
Yeah.
Because David Lynch, rip. I made my way through David Lynch's filmography after he passed. But one of the things he talked about a lot, and you can see a lot in his work, is he didn't like closure.
Mm-hmm.
Because when closure happens, like it's the end. It stops. You stop talking about the thing. You stop thinking about the thing.
There's a reason why Inception is still talked about. Like it's because
right. Yeah. And for me, while like El Camino is excellent, I love how it's shot and like everything about it.
But it's like a final like punctuation.
It doesn't need to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse is riding off into the desert. Oh fuck, shit, Josh, you just said holy crap. But yeah, like you just like see him, and it's like, right, and and then like Vince Gilligan was like, hey, I'm making a movie about Jesse, and everyone went, what? Because like everyone considered that like it's like the best ending to that character ever because you start out right, and then he was like, here's a movie, and everyone's like, what? So actually the ending isn't Jesse's ending anymore. So like it's like,
yeah.
So for me, I watched Office Space recently for the first time.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah.
Movie's mid as fuck.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it when I watched it.
I was like watching it. I was like, why is this a classic? Why do people love this? This is like boring, like shit.
It's the closest I get because like I famously have the hot take if I'm not the biggest fan of like Seinfeld. Like I really
okay nobody should be.
But Office Space I kind of feel like hits for me what other people's like Seinfeld, like the show about nothing, right?
Yeah.
Office Space is kind of about like work nothing in a way where it's like it's better than The Office. But like
it's not hard to do.
To be fair, the show that was inspired by The Office is better than The Office.
Yeah,
Parks and Rec is just phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
But like Office Space is like about work nothing, inspired from a place of hate.
Yeah.
Which like
but like the way I've always heard people like talk about it and uphold it is like as a form of like this movie is like an example of praxis, and I'm like,
yeah, that's because you talk to dumb people.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair. Other than Office Space, I've just been watching through Bleach. I'm at the point where the crew invading Hueco Mundo are fighting the former Espadas, the 100 levels, and I imagine I will finish Bleach. Probably never because I'm terrible at finishing shows, but I've been enjoying it. I've already seen all the way up to this point. There were episodes I missed apparently when I first watched through it.
I find that as well when you go back and rewatch like the big multi-thousand episode like Our Childhood.
There was also a 3-episode arc that I'd never seen. It was technically filler, but it was meant to be in the manga, but was cut for pacing.
AKA that Kubo shit.
Yep.
It was the Forest of the Minnows. Never seen any of that. Didn't know Forest of the Minnows was a thing. And, like, I wish I had when I was, like, in high school doing work on, like, a Bleach tabletop role-playing game.
We went very hard at age 15, yeah.
Yeah, Forest of the Minnows was, like, such good information for like that. Holy shit. But, yeah, that's what I've been doing. Bleach, and I watched Office Space.
Justice?
No.
Nice.
I've also
been watching anything.
I've also been putting House on in the background when I'm doing stuff and just letting House run.
I mean, more jet lag, and then I watched Ludwig's.
Oh, yeah.
Tip YouTube little series.
Good shit. Shout out to YouTube TV people.
Yeah. YouTube is sometimes, like, where the best television can be found.
Huge episode Quentin reviews 42-hour-long Beverly Hillbillies.
You know, like, TV shows like the Jumper spinoff.
Impulse.
And like Impulse. And the other one where they're insurance agents, essentially. I don't remember that one's name. We reviewed that first. And then, like, shows like Origin. Like, these shows, really good on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Or Wayne.
Yeah, or the TaskRabbit show thing that exists.
TaskRabbit by Kyle Prue. Kyle Prue, hilarious comedian, accidentally started a cult once, and made a TV show.
I will say, your guys' like web series reviews YouTube TV series reviews were very good at like their intended like point, which was every time like the title went live, I'd be like, oh fuck yeah, it did exist.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
I am so solidly like entrenched in the idea that the reason why YouTube's original TV shows didn't work is because YouTube doesn't know how to advertise stuff. Because they're like, we don't advertise stuff. People pay to advertise on us.
Like when you guys said you were going to like Wayne,
right?
I was like,
God, I fucking lived Wayne. It needs another season.
I was like, oh. That was one of the million shows where I was like, I remember people being like, I remember having friends who were excited about that. I never watched it.
It's so fucking good, man.
Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai started there.
Yeah, dude, fucking, at the car.
It's like one of the few shows that made it out of the fucking meat grinder that was YouTube originals.
We had a print, like a cast photo of Cobra Kai signed by most of the cast, and people would come and fucking drool over it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so successful, it's getting a fucking feature-length film.
Yeah, so I know we're in the cockpit and we're not actually like... The point is, YouTube Originals had a bunch of shit that nobody like watched, and people should have. There was good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, I think that's going to be it for the cockpit, unless you had something you wanted to add, Justice?
Nope.
Unless you had something you wanted to add, Chris?
My tummy's grumbling.
Oh, we'll order that pizza here in a second. But I think that's going to be it. If you want to contact us, there's a myriad of ways to do it. But if you want to contact Chris, you're on Blue Sky?
Yeah, I'm Buried Comic 7 on Blue Sky. I'm Buried Comic 7 on most things. Check me out on Twitch. I streamed a few weeks ago for the first time in literal years. Might stream again. You never know. Sometimes
you just go live.
You 100% are sitting in your living room and you go, I'm just going to go live. That is exactly what you do.
Sometimes you're like, Sometimes you're like, well, an update for Hades just dropped, and like... Sometimes you're just like, an update for Hades 2 just dropped, and like, I did stream like when I got into the beta, and I streamed like when it originally released in early access, so maybe I should just like stream this new update too? Like, why not? I'm gonna play it, right?
Exactly.
And then sometimes you just never stream.
Ever. At any point.
So,
you too much dignity for that.
If you want to find Chris anywhere, it's pretty much Buried Comic 7.
The number, not spelled out.
BURIED Comic COMC. Buried BURIED Comic COMIC 7. The number, anywhere you want on the internet, you'll find him.
And you can find us on Blue Sky and... don't go to other places. Just go to Blue Sky by searching us, and our handle is @CopilotsReview.
We're also on Discord, YouTube,
Gmail,
Patreon, all those things. But you can find links to all those at our website, copilotsreview.simplecast.com, or you can email us at copilotsreview at copilotsreview
cockpitreview@gmail.com.
Thank you, God. I was never going to get that out. But thanks for joining us in the cockpit. We'll see you on the next flight, which should be Origins.
Who knows?
Or Origin. It's singular. Origin.
Go to the doctor. Have that lump checked out.